Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Ted Carr here. Today's video is about self-sabotage. What exactly is self-sabotage and why do we do it, and how do we prevent it from occurring again and again in the future for us? This question came in from Instagram. If you're not following my Instagram already, head over to @Fruitarian on Instagram. You can ask me any question there and I'll hopefully upload a video of it to YouTube answering your question. So self-sabotage, first of all, what is it? It's basically you screwing up and not staying consistent with what it is that you want to stay consistent with. So an example of self-sabotage might look like, for example, if you want to eat a raw vegan diet, you say, okay, I'm going to eat raw for this week. And then the next day, you're like, oh, I just want some cooked food. And then you go eat cooked food. And then you sabotage your plans of eating raw vegan. That's an example of self-sabotage. It's basically just like screwing up and then feeling like crap about it, and then because you feel like crap about it, you screw up more and more and more and more and more. So the way to overcome self-sabotage is to just be patient and just know that even though you attempted to be raw vegan, that alone is enough to help you stay raw vegan the next time. Habits are formed like that. Anytime you want to improve yourself, you've got to, change a habit. And the way habits are built is by attempts. When you get on a bike and ride a bike now, probably if you know how to ride a bike, it comes very easy for you. It's muscle memory. But muscle memory, it's a habit. You got in the habit of staying balanced. You got in the habit of putting your right leg over first, and you got in the habit of squeezing the brake, and you got in the habit of, being able to pedal properly without falling over, whatever. It's a habit. Muscle memory is a habit. But the first 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 times you tried to ride a bike, you couldn't do it. You kept screwing up. You had training wheels for a long time. You had someone like holding your hand. You had, a lot of near misses and a lot of falls perhaps. So you screwed up a whole bunch when you first started off. Same with when you first started to walk. When you started learning how to walk, you look at any baby learning how to walk, they're all screwing up all the time. It's all self-sabotage. But at least they're attempting. So the thing about self-sabotage is not really how to prevent yourself from self-sabotaging yourself when you set out to do something important, but the idea that you want to focus on is, how do I get back on track when I do screw up? That's what you got to focus on. Don't, instead of asking like, oh my god, why did I self-sabotage, blah, 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 instead of asking that question, because whatever question you ask yourself, you're going to find answers to. So if you ask, oh, why did I screw up? Then you're going to find an answer for that. You're going to spend energy thinking, oh, I screwed up because I'm blah, 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 I'm this, I'm that. And you're going to it's critical. You start criticizing yourself when you start answering the question of why did I screw up. So instead, just notice that you screwed up, notice that you slipped up, and then think, how do I get back on track? And how do I refocus on what it is I really do want? What really does make me excited? The nice thing about goals, having goals in life, is that just the very thought of them, the very thought of achieving them, feels good. And the process toward those goals should also feel good. So the idea of me, for example, being extremely healthy, that feels really good. The idea of me being extremely healthy feels good. And the process of being healthy feels good. Like going to the gym, getting early night sleeps, eating good fruit, drinking good green juice, whatever, breathing in good fresh clean air. That process is very enjoyable. And if I ever do screw up, if I ever do have a really late night, or if I ever do, not work out for a few days, or if I ever do eat something crummy, which doesn't really happen anymore because I've been doing this for so long, but if it ever did, I wouldn't screw up and say, oh my god, why did I screw up? I mean, I wouldn't say, oh my god, why did I screw up, I'm such a dummy, blah, blah, blah. I'd say, how do I get back on track? Where's the nearest fruit? How do I get back on track? How do I get to bed tomorrow at like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m.? How do I get back on track? How do I do some quick push-ups or squats right now to get back into fitness? So that's the mentality you got to take. That's the paradigm shift you got to adopt. You've got to, instead of thinking, why did I self-sabotage, you think, how do I get back on track? All right? The only reason I am where I am today is because every time I screw up, I get back on track. I made YouTube videos very consistently for many months. Then I stopped uploading for a week or two. Maybe even a month, I stopped uploading. And I'm like, oh, how do I get back on track? What's something exciting I can make a video about right now? Instead of thinking, why did I screw up? That's not helpful at all. You got to ask very helpful questions. And you've got to have that self-love, you've got to have that patience you have for yourself that you'd have for your own child learning to walk. All right, you don't rush a child when it's learning to walk or when he or she is learning to walk. You let the child take as many times as it needs to finally get up and go. So for you reaching your goals, I don't know how many times you need to screw up in order to finally long-term achieve your goal. It doesn't matter how many times. What matters is how enjoyable the process is. What matters is how quickly you can get back on track and get back on towards your goal. All right? Peace out. This video is long enough. If you have any questions, again, hit me a DM. Hit me up with a DM at Fruitarian on Instagram. Peace, peace, much love from Port Moody, British Columbia.